I don't know if you want to keep this to yourself, but how much money did the BWO merchandise make? And at the time, was Paul kicking any money back to you for this, royalties, or was that just not in Paul's lexicon?
Well, if you're familiar with Paul Heyman and financials,
Mm.
then, but I'll just say this: the opportunity to do something where I'm still making money at something related to the BWO, or the three of us can sign autographs. Paul gave the opportunity. Paul gave the TV time and ran with it. So, I get paid $225 total for the BWO shirts. But what I gained from that was basically I can sell shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees now. I can have BWO signings. I can be big Stevie Cole. I have a lifetime of being able to recoup whatever money was supposedly owed to me from the T-shirts. There was
So,
nothing in writing that said you get a percentage or whatever. And even in WWE, I'm sure Dutch has talked about this. By the way, I'm a big fan of Dutch's show. I listen to a lot of stuff just to reinforce or even learn stuff that I might have had the wrong idea about the way things should work psychology wise and stuff. But remember Dutch, what's his? He said 0.0000 something of the net, not the gross from merch. So WWE does the same thing.
how did you end up with the trademark of BWO then? Because, I mean, with WWE being so trademark happy, especially after ECW shut down, the Dudley Boys is a great example. In 2005, they couldn't keep the name even though it was an ECW. So how did you end up with the BWO trademark?
WWE kind of leaves me to do my own thing. They really do. And with the Dudleys, this is going to speak on it too. I give them all the credit in the world because they reinvented their name in TNA and then other places. And then Bubba the Bully Ray was a big transformation. That these guys know how to reinvent themselves. So WWE saying you can't be the Dudley Boys because we own it or whatever, fine. Brand new merch, brand new gimmick, brand new game. Like the real workers can overcome that stuff. But they've never, maybe because it's a parody, James, because WCW couldn't sue ECW because it was a parody. Maybe WWE doesn't have a true exclusive trademark, just guessing. Maybe they don't have an exclusive trademark because you can't exclusively trademark a parody of something.
So, with the Stevie Richards name, do you have the copyright on that, or the trademark on that should be specifically, or was there any RG Bargie with ECW when you left WWE because they said, no, we own Stevie Richards, etc., like the Dudley Boys?
No, with this, and it took about 10 years of being in the company, I guess, to build up any kind of cachet to even request anything. But the real truth of it is, every time I negotiated my contract, it was literally like, here's your pay, and that's it. As a matter of fact, they had a little trick that they would do with a lot of talents, and they do it a lot in football. It's not just exclusive to wrestling, but basically they would use me as much as they could on those first 2 years of a 3-year deal. I'd be paid the minimum, $75,000 guaranteed downside, and maybe make a little bit more during the year, but very little that I ever go above that guarantee. Year 3 would be the big jump, like either to 125 or 150 or whatever it would be. They would take me off the road and not have me do anything for a while before the 3rd year is about to come up, and they would renegotiate it back to the 75, and then 120. They would do that 2 to 3 times. So long story short, the last contract I negotiated, I knew it was a week-to-week thing. They weren't doing anything with me. I put everybody over more than once that I could put over. They were going to release me at any time. So when Johnny Ace called me into the office and said, I want to negotiate with you on it, what would you like from us? Like, well, they never asked me that. So 750 grand, free rental car, free hotel, per diem for food.
First class
He
travel?
laughed. He laughed. He laughed. And I laughed. And he goes, I can't give you that. And I was like, well, dude, I got a 50-50 shot. And if I don't ask, how am I going to know? Right. So he goes, and I go, but let me guess, 75, 125. He goes, no, actually, 75, 75.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, okay. At least you're honest this time. And he goes, seriously though. And he was at least honest. He goes, this probably will be your last contract with this company, if you even last that long. What can I put in here that you want that they'll say yes to? And I said, I would like to own my name. And he goes, well, which name? Because I was Steven and Stevie. I go, I'd love to own Stevie. Do you guys want to keep Steven? Because you created that with the right to censor. I get that. That's the name associated. But I would like to remain Stevie Richards. I've been Stevie Richards since day one. To me, at least, let me be consistent after I leave with the company and see what's next. And he said something that was a harsh truth. And he goes, I know they're going to say yes to that because your name is worthless here. Your character is worthless. You're just not part of anybody's plans. I go, and I could have very easily said, how could you say that to me and all? But to me, I was like, I'm going to get what I want. So go ahead. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. And I just walked, they put it in an addendum and I own the name. Now, they probably wouldn't have bothered me about using Stevie Richards once again. They don't and shouldn't care. At the level I was at, I was a good hand. I put people over. I worked my ass off, but nobody owes anything after that thing was over. That's my thought.